you start to listen to winners, and they basically are like, next play, fall down 8 times, get up 9.
And one bad experience is like, call it 10 cents. And would you throw away your entire bank account for 10 cents? But we do. Worrying is the equivalent of praying for the thing you don't want to happen. Greg Vetter podcast here with the one and only Uncle Diggs, a.k.a. Diglets, a.k.a. Brian Vetter, a.k.a. Peaches.
Ooh.
A throwback. I think Peaches was actually my nickname. Special guest today, a fan favorite, and we're going to be discussing one of his favorite topics. He is the king of quick quips. Who gave you that title? Father Costello?
Yeah.
At his wedding.
Because I filled out the document with just one-liners.
He goes, he likes quick quips. And we're going to be talking about water off a duck's back.
Mm.
And we say that a lot to our children. We've got a lot of one-liners that are universal laws of success and resilience. But one of Brian's favorites is water off a duck's back. And I think it is probably one of the easiest ways to remember how to shake things off, how to keep moving, not letting bad news or any kind of news kind of sit on top of you. Because if you've ever watched a duck in the water ain't sitting on them feathers.
Flows off.
So we do a lot of public speaking. We do a lot of helping founders and CEOs and helping just people, whether it's life coaching or performance coaching or whatever. And a lot of people get hung up on a lot of bullshit because life is full of a lot of bullshit if you allow the bullshit to sit on your back or your shoulders or in your mind. And Brian, why do you love water off a duck's back so much?
I think it's because ducks can't choose to let water come off their backs. It just is what it is. God created them to allow water to flow off their back. And growing up, I was always confused, like, why is that person happy? Why is that person sad? Why is that person mean? And our dad would always be like, interesting choice. And I was always like, you didn't answer my question. And he's like, well, son, like, humans are uniquely created to choose. And you can choose to be optimistic. You can choose to be negative. You can choose to believe, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm an Aries, April 1st, 1985. Great birthday. Greatest one I've ever been a part of. And one thing that always like made a lot of sense to me was to not care. And I don't totally know why, but I just like chose happiness and I chose fun over pouting. And then I also love team sports and I love being a winner. And you start to listen to winners and they basically are like, next play, fall down 8 times, get up 9. You can only control how you react. All of those little things. And I was like, well, I don't do that all the time. And it doesn't serve me at all to pout. It doesn't serve me at all to let the water soak me down. And so, I don't know. I just started paying a lot of attention to these little things that are real in nature that animals have no control over, but humans can learn from and choose to participate in. And so, you know, Mo, Annapolis High, Bates Middle always had like the hilarious one-liners in there, like swimwear. Not sure what that means, but I like it. Get in where you fit in, but never forget to fit in where you get in. Water off a duck's back. Dads, if you're going to be a bear, might as well be a grizzly. And, you know, I just choose to be happy and I choose to learn from failures, and learning from failures, I think, is the greatest gift, but they suck. And I just choose to pay attention to the concept, right? Which is like, guess I wasn't ready for that. I wanted to be ready for that. I had hoped to be ready for that, but I wasn't ready for that. And that's okay. Sitting in the that's not okay has taken me a long time. But, I get a lot of compliments from those who watch me kind of move and flow. And I can just shrug stuff off if it no longer serves me or if I'm no longer serving it. I'm very aware of a lot of things, even though people don't necessarily know how aware I am and how thoughtful I am. But, I want the best for everyone genuinely. I want to compete with the best on planet Earth genuinely. And if I'm just dunking on everyone 24/7, I'm in the wrong circle. So I just got to shed that skin like a snake and kind of get to the next chapter and keep going.
Well, I also think it's one of like the greatest resilience doctors and authors of all time is Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, lived through the Holocaust, wrote a book. And one of his main themes was there's a moment between an action and your response or your reaction. And there lies the only real control a human being has, is like that small little moment. And I think everything that we've been through that has allowed us to stay positive and healthy and good parents and not susceptible to serious addiction and continuing to move forward and being productive, it does kind of boil down to water off a duck's back, because the level of adversity that we have overcome would break most people.
We should be bald, fat, and very sad.
Bald, fat, and very sad. I would agree with you there.
And we are tan, fit, with good hair.
Yeah.
That's a proper choice.
That is a proper choice. I wish I was a little bit more tan right now, because we are in kind of middle of July. I should be a little tanner than I am, but that's okay. But, you sit there with kids and people in general, and you really kind of boil down life. Like, everybody has 24 hours in a day. That will kind of fuck your mind up when you start thinking about people being able to accomplish unbelievable things, not only today, but historically speaking. And it will fuck you up more if you think about it historically, because they didn't have the efficiencies that we have today. And they were dealing with so much more shit in terms of health issues and a lack of medicine and a lack of clean water and plumbing and efficiencies in transportation. And these people are building empires, and they are staying focused and resilient, and they're moving forward every single day. And I think it's only been really in the past 100 years, maybe 150 years, where we've become so obsessed with understanding almost like our inner feelings about the problems that we deal with, instead of just being like, man, that fucking sucked, moving on. Okay, that was a tough day, moving on, and keep marching forward. Like, the entrepreneurial American dream, rebellious joy. Like, our country's only 250 years old. Like, these motherfuckers were starting new parts of a country that had never been discovered before. You want to talk about adversity? Go open up Montana or fucking California. Like, that's crazy to even think about.
Yeah.
Yet today, we allow road rage to ruin our whole week. Or we allow a bad investor to ruin our entire lives. Or we allow some, very modern issue of, I don't want to say reputation because that is very important, but someone else's opinion of what we're doing kind of sidetrack our progress. And I think the best thing that we had and still have is a very tight-knit group of people, primarily with the last name Vetter, that if they are not aligned with where we're going, see ya. Like, we don't allow haters in the circle. We don't allow negative, cancerous energy in the circle. And I think that really does allow for water off a duck's back to be something that we can live and breathe, because our kids specifically can look at their uncles and aunts and cousins, and that message is being repeated, right? So, oh man, I didn't make this team. Woe is me. My life's over. They look at their uncle and their aunt and their cousins, and it's like, no, we just got to get stronger. We got to get faster. We got to get better. We got to stay focused because we're playing the long game. And, so often when you're dealing with founders and entrepreneurs and people in the business world, they allow kind of like a catastrophic failure to be the end instead of a chapter. And I think the greatest thing that we've done that has allowed us in business and parenting is to understand the next play concept and the reset concept and the water off a duck's back concept. I was trying to explain that to my son, and I was giving him examples of all these super elite athletes that have their reset mechanism. And George Kittle, the tight end for the 49ers, he would tape something around his wrist, and it was a reset button. He would draw reset. Now it's tattooed.
Yeah, no.
He tattooed something on it. But when he was in fucking high school and college and he was explaining this, after every play, he'd hit the reset button. So it was a fresh, blank slate. It's water off a duck's back. And then you'll see a lot of professional tennis players, they'll have a rubber band and they'll snap the rubber band on their wrist. And the snap is complete reset.
There's some tennis player I just watched a documentary on. He does the same every time, looks at the same balls every time. It does the same thing every time.
Yep.
It's one of the top 5 guys.
Yep.
One thing you said that makes me laugh when I think about it is reputation. And people are so scared for other people to talk shit about them.
Yeah.
And that's always confusing to me in particular, because if I hear someone's running their mouth about me, I call them. And I say, yo, dog, I hear you're looking after me. And they're like, what? I'm like, well, yeah, like Johnny told me that you were super concerned about one of our business ventures, and I wanted to thank you for thinking about us. And then there's like, and I'm like, and I heard you knew more than I did about my own business, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. And then they're just like, my bad, dude. Like, I don't know why I was talking shit. I'm like, no, you do. And I want to know why you don't want the best for me, because I do want the best for you. And when you have a bad day, don't take it out on my hopes and dreams and wishes. I didn't do anything to you. Call me. Maybe what you're really saying is, man, I wish I believed like he did against all odds. I wish I could go to bed at 8:30 like he does and not talk to anybody that doesn't specifically aligned to his goals. Because I will help you no matter what you say about me. And then
we're different in that.
No,
sense.
You and I are
we're very different there.
But there's a birth order thing that comes with protection. Yeah. And then there's also, I think the reason I remain optimistic and happy 99% of the time is because, like, yes, I can control the way I respond to things, but I don't necessarily think I can make up the way I am. I think that's a higher power. I think that's Mother Nature, birth order, God's plan, the streets of Annapolis blessing me. And there's just some magic sprinkle dust out there in the wild that you can't recreate because, like, I consider people talking shit flirting, right?
Well, Kobe's got, if you ever need some amazing quotes for perspective on haters, just look up Kobe Bryant's quotes on haters.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some of the greatest one-liners and just overall passages on the haters. And I will say that that's probably really hard for people. I think it's helped us with being athletes where you go into an opponent's stadium, they figure out your family's information, your dog's name, your mom's name. They're fucking screaming crazy shit. They say they want to kill you. They say they want to kill your dog.
Yeah.
And for them, it's all fun and games. And it does numb you to it a little bit where it's like, this is just sport. This is a part of it. It gets a little harder in business because you're no longer in an arena and your livelihood is on the line. And you've got people out there in the streets talking shit even when the game ends.
Yeah.
And so then you do have to kind of narrow down who you listen to and then who you allow in and then who you completely just get out of your life. You no longer allow them in. You mute them. You block them. Because in the words of Napoleon Hill, your mind is a rich garden spot and it takes daily, constant attention, and you got to get all the weeds out.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're no longer going to be growing flowers and vegetables. You're going to have a garden spot that's full of weeds and it's going to be completely mangled. You're not going to know what you were growing in the first place. And so in that sense, I do try and curate what I allow in and how I block it or how I allow it to kind of roll off my back. And that comes back to this perspective thing of why are they talking shit? Do I care? Are they somebody important? And who are they as people, right? There was a great quote I read. It was like, I don't care about the people that are trying to put me down because I see what they celebrate, right? So if you got all these people that are celebrating people that you don't care about, well, I don't give a fuck what you say. We're not aligned. We're on different paths. And so I do think this concept of water off a duck's back is really important because you do have to like snap and you got to reset and you got to let it kind of flow off because the greatest visual ever is the amount of minutes in a day or seconds in a day and you view it as money. And one bad experience is like, call it 10 cents. And would you throw away your entire bank account for 10 cents? But we do.
Some people do.
Yeah. I mean, we don't.
Yeah.
Now, we may not only give it the exact time in which that moment was. There's probably a little bit reflection afterwards and some bursting fucking neck veins that are required to kind of like get it out of the system, or maybe a little long walk and some perspective or whatever. But I will say we embarked on an entrepreneurial journey to accomplish the American dream in 2009. It's 2026. we're still positive. We still have dreams and hopes and wishes. We still have perspective. We still have our health. We still have our family. We're not addicted to drugs that I'm aware of. And
just winning.
And I do think a big part of that is the routine that we have, but it's a concept of being able to kind of reset, snap the rubber band, water off a duck's back. And I think that's really important, most importantly with our kids, man.
Well, listen, I've been watching a bunch of like random history stuff lately because of 250 years.
Yeah.
And then Netflix popped out Little House on the Prairie.
I saw that. It's like in the top 10.
Yeah. And Poppy, one of my daughters, she was like, Dad, I'll watch that with you. I'm like, great. And she's like, wait, like when the dad leaves, they just straight up don't know when he's coming back. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then like all of a sudden people could just come rob you. And then the dad wouldn't know until he just comes back whenever that may be. I'm like, yes. And I'm like, sweetie, like we have it so good in America today that we like humans don't have enough to do.
Yeah.
We truly don't have enough to do. And I said, the reason I'm so protective of my time is because I want to fill my time on this earth with progress and learnings and failures and winnings and all these big dream things. But as soon as I have my dream and my goal and I write it down and I share it, then it can come true. But if I don't do that, how is anybody going to know? And I can't do it all by myself, which is another piece to water off a duck's back that I think is the most important, is when I want to go get something done, just like Dad told us and taught us, go interview the best you have access to.
Yep.
And if they can't get that done, ask them who they have access to. And because the whole world is just a game of humans that are in control of something. And
correct.
And as soon as you realize that, and you'll pick up the phone and just call a human being and say, hey, man, I need some help. That other human has a choice at that point to help you or not. Now, I have been trained that they're going to say no 30 times in some way, shape, or form until I get that one yes. And so after the 15th no, back in 2009, I was like, Greg, there's just no shot. And you were just like, well, 10 phone calls get you one pickup.
Yep.
Then another 10 get you the meeting. And then another 10 get you the deal. So you have 30 interactions where they're just going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Not because they don't like you. They're just busy too. So then we had to figure out how to do their job for them. Then give them the serendipity. Like, hey, I'm going to be in Seattle on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. You going to be around? They're like, yeah, you can come out on Tuesday. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, well, got to figure out how to get to Seattle. So all of that stuff, I think it's very empowering to have a goal and to have a routine, because then you can shed the day-to-day anxiety of like, I got to go to work tomorrow. Sunday's scary. He's like, I never have any of that because I'm so excited about what we're trying to accomplish because it's what we want to accomplish. And I think like, you know, I told you this maybe a week or two ago. It's like, I'm starting to believe the hype. Maybe we are this good. Maybe we can build all this shit the way it should be built, and we can do it the hard way because we're fair. We communicate hard and positive with the same tone. And as someone's cussing me out, I'll just kind of hit them with a, you're not wrong. I just can't fix it today, but stay patient. I will fix it. And then when it goes well, I'm like, hey, thanks for not just calling me to cuss me out. Like, we accept good job phone calls too, to all of our customers, suppliers, and all that stuff. And so I had this really funny conversation now that I'm coaching lacrosse again, as all the tryouts and everything are going on. And this one woman calls me and she's like, hey, I heard we don't have enough numbers. And this other team is saying like, they have all the numbers and you have none of the numbers. So I just go on the portal, screenshot the roster, everyone who accepted, and I go, seems good to me. And then I call her and I say, hey, who's running their mouth? And at that moment, you know they're either lying or they won't share. And I just said, look, our little third grade boys are going to be just fine. If you don't want long-term development, if you don't want individual contributors in your family, don't bring them to my team. I don't need the name on the jersey to change the way I approach the game. That's meaningless to me. Should be meaningless to you. But if it's not, and you want to surround yourself with the jersey chasers, then just don't come to my team because I don't care at all. And then there was this long pause. And then she goes, you are as optimistic as they say you are, aren't you? And I was like, well, yes, is the short answer. But two, I'm like, look, I was very good at lacrosse. I had amazing coaches. I was never on the best team, ever. But that never changed where I was going. And then I got to the best team once I was a professional. That doesn't change my approach. Then you got to earn it even more so. And then you got to change and evolve your game more and more and more. And so I said, if you have doubts about your son, share them with me. I can help. But if you don't share them with me, because I can see your son, I already know what we need to do. If you think he needs to be this other thing, you got to look at your husband because you might have married the wrong one. Okay. I'm like, the genetics are what, those are what they are. And then obviously she kind of laughed, but I wasn't joking.
Right.
And, I think the 24-hour thing and the way we break down the 3 sets of 8, and then knowing that we are in complete control of that and only that, and then communicating that to our wives and our kids and our friends. Like, I did this with Roxeter the other day. I said, Roxeter has a game at 8 a.m. He's got to be there at 7 a.m. And I just kept moving my workout time up. I was like, got to wake up at 5.
Yep.
Got to wake up at 6. Got to wake up at 4.
Yep.
And I go, and guess what also has to move up? My sleep.
Yep.
Now, let's say me and mommy have a date. I can't move that sleep. So guess where that extra 2 hours I'm missing? That's going to be one of your games. I'm going to take a nap in the car because I don't need to be awake for all 3 of your games. And I'm just going to replace that. I am in complete control of my day and my time. And I will not deviate.
Nothing bothers me more than the excuse making around time management. If I hear one more motherfucker tell me they don't have time to work out, they don't have time to plan, they don't have time to do this, they don't have time to eat well, they don't have time to do this, nothing to me is more pathetic than that phrase.
Well, and this is where you and I always differ, and it kind of makes me laugh, but it's also what makes us great because we have very different perspectives of this stuff. I wonder why they don't love themselves more. Like, why don't you want to be better? Why don't you want to have a better life? And I just don't follow.
I don't know if it's that. I think they don't, because I think everybody wants to be, the people I'm talking about want to be elite in every category. They don't think about it correctly. And they put the wrong emphasis in the wrong categories and then make excuses about what's possible.
Yeah, but that's where I know they're lying.
No, I know they're lying too.
It's like, dog, just say you don't care enough.
That's my whole point.
Yeah. And then if they don't care enough, that's what I'm curious about. It's like, well, why say it then?
Again, nothing makes me more angry than when I hear
I don't care.
A high achiever ask for my help and I explain to them what they need to do. And they go, well, I can't do that. Well, why?
It's like, just say you don't want to.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. Stop talking to me about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hear about it if I'm going to tell you what to do and you're going to give me every excuse why you can't do it. Like, I don't, it drives me crazy.
The old Steve Vetter. Sounds like you have your answer. Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. Well, and then they do the same thing forever. And they're talking about the same shit forever. Oh, I got to lose a couple pounds. Oh, I'm not healthy right now. Oh, I'm drinking too much. Oh, I'm not sleeping great. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You could go to bed earlier. Well, I like to watch my shows. Fuck your shows.
Well, it's like, well, then you got your answer.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a really interesting one of everybody. Remember when we used to map the minute?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Master the minute.
So we would master the minute, and then every, like, call it season change, maybe every 4-ish months, 3-ish months, whatever it was, everything would change again.
Yeah.
And what's cool about living in the mid-Atlantic is the temperature changes, the
scenery changes.
The scenery changes. So, like, I don't know what day it is, what time it is, where I am at any time, because it's like I have to have 65 coats just to live in Maryland.
I have the greatest coat collection.
You do have great coats
in the history of coats.
And every other year when you get on new peptides, then I get new coats. My new favorite one, Mo, is his feet have been growing lately. So I get new shoes like every 90 days. It's incredible.
Well, I do think, you know what it actually is. Maybe it is my feet growing. I don't think that's true. But I buy things and then I assume they're going to break in. And I give them adequate time to break in, right? Let's call it a year. If I put them on the next year and they're still not comfortable and they're not broken in, they're too small. And then you get a great pair of boots.
I haven't bought new clothing with the exception of golf attire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I just gave you,
with the exception of that one curated box I got that one time.
That was sick.
Remember Nordstrom?
Yeah.
I got online with that woman in Chicago.
Dude, I remember that.
And
you got all types
she was
of
like,
shit.
click all these buttons. I was like, oh, click, click, click. What was that called?
I don't know. It was great.
Nordstrom bought it. Anyways, but yeah, and I think just kind of going back to the water off a duck's back, that I wish more people knew was, if you just paused for a second before you responded and you thought about, do I care or should I care? And then kind of think about it again. And the thing that we've always done is the 72-hour rule thing.
That's a real thing.
Which is so annoying, but it works so well. The
worst is when you get to 72 hours and then you're like, fuck, dude, it's game on. I thought I was going to be calm and I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not good.
My favorite is in the calendar, it'll pop up and it's like, do you still care about this? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'll have to put notes in now because, my little eclectic ass, I'll put in like a zing, zing, zanger line. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what the fuck that is. So clearly it didn't matter. But there was another funny one that happened to me the other day. Someone was running their mouth about me. And I just started hysterically laughing when the story got to me. And they were like, dude, like, that's super fucked up what they were saying. I'm like, I love Brian Vetter rumors more than anybody else on planet Earth, because do you know how cool you have to be for someone to make that level of shit up and then go around talking about it? I'm like, I guess I'm the fucking man.
That's Kobe Bryant.
I'm like, I have to
wisdom.
Be 10 out of 10 dope. I'm like, that's a real good story. And like, that could really hurt someone's feelings if it was true.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, tell me who said that again. They're like, I'm like, you're going to tell me because we're friends. and then I call them. And that is my favorite of all.
Well, nobody actually likes confrontation except for me.
Yeah, that is weird about you.
Well, I've had to defend your fucking mouth since you could talk.
And the 1800 block held me down.
So now it's just like a weird obsession I have with like defending your honor and smashing people in their face.
Well, now it's funny. Like, I don't feel like I'm that offensive anymore.
That's wrong.
Really?
Yeah. But that's okay. I've accepted you a long time ago.
I don't. Well,
That's okay.
I don't know. I don't think I agree with this.
You don't have to agree. Water off a duck's back, bro.
Well, I've got to make sure the water's the right temp to get off the back, you know?
Nah, you're cold-blooded.
Well, that's true.
Doesn't matter. Water temp doesn't matter.
Mm.
But I will say, you know, it was either Mark Twain or Abraham Lincoln. They said the key to happiness is a bad memory.
Well, between my eyes and my memory, like, I'm out here floating on island time because I don't remember shit and I can't see shit anymore.
I definitely can't see shit anymore. And I'm starting to feel like my hearing is going.
Same.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get that checked because I can't hear shit.
Well, on the Zoom call today,
that's why I don't wear any headphones or anything. I read something that like this generation, because of AirPods and noise canceling headphones and how loud you can make it, it's like hearing loss is up 75% at the earliest age ever recorded or something insane. I'm like,
and I got baby ears.
You do have baby ears.
I can still move them, though.
I can't believe you can move your ears.
Come on, dog. Well, in school, I used to tell my teachers that's why I can't listen. Like, you see how small these things are? This is the learning disability, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, God. Well, to wrap this up, I would say water off a duck's back is probably one of the most important concepts that an athlete, a kid, an entrepreneur, or anybody striving for anything great can incorporate into their lives, because you are going to have so much water dumped on your fucking back. And if you allow it to be like Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh walking around with a fucking rain cloud over your head all day, that is going to be a horrible, depressing, sad state of existence. And you're not going to get anything done. And just to kind of like give an explanation of why, your energy that you radiate is contagious. And if you are radiating positive energy into the universe, you are going to get that back. And if you're radiating negative energy full of fear, all of your fears are going to realize. I read something once and it changed the way I thought about worrying. Worrying is the equivalent of praying for the thing you don't want to happen. And I was like, holy shit, because it's true. It's all you think about. Takes over your whole fucking soul, your mind, your brain, your body. It cripples you. And so if you can just kind of let that flow and get yourself back into a positive state where you are Bruce Lee-esque doing his affirmations every morning.
Be water.
Be water. I am the best. I can do it.
Yeah.
God is with me. Today's going to be the best day. You're going to have some awesome things happen.
Well, yesterday during the 7.5 mile beatdown that Morrissey put me on, I broke out some of the deep ones. Legs feed the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to quit? If not me, who? I had some other ones in there. Definitely told myself I'm the man. you know, one foot in front of the other. What else did I say? I don't know. A lot of good one-liners in there, though, on the quick quip side of things.
Maybe I'll write a Substack article on all your quick quips.
Well, let me think about a couple to end this then. The first and foremost, you can't dip and slip the slip dipper.
Yes.
That's just true.
That's trademarked.
Everybody has their version of the truth.
Uh-huh.
Fuck around and find out.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to suck itself. And
you love that one.
Oh, it's true, and it's like, and you see where people's minds go during that. I'm like, whoa, a little much there, fellow. And then if not me, who?
Well, we will end with that. Water off a duck's back. Greg Better podcast. Diglets, aka Peaches, aka Brian Better in the house. We'll see you next time.